Welcome to a brand new Jace Media music video interview. I am your host, Justin Smolison, proud contributor from across the pond. I am so delighted to present an interview with the man with the wailing voice over there, Mr. Sean Peck. He is proud to release his brand new album with Death Dealer. It's called Reign of Steel. And as you can see, Death Dealer is comprised of some of the finest musicians in metal. I'm talking about Ross the Boss and Stu Marshall on guitar, Steve Bolognese on drums, and my man Mike LaPon from Symphony X on bass. And this album is classic metal. It's crushing it. And Reign of Steel is just such a fun listen. So Sean and I are going to talk all about it. We'll also talk about what's going on with Death Dealer right now, when we might actually see them play either on the Eastern Hemisphere or the Western Hemisphere. We don't know, but we're going to find out. Reign of Steel was released worldwide from our friends at Massacre Records, and you are hearing a clip of the lead track, Assemble. So we're going to talk about that track and a few others, and some people that we have in common, and what it's like for Sean to play in Three Tremors, as well as with this fine bunch of musicians right here. So let's get to it. Jace Media music audiences worldwide, please welcome from Death Dealer, the wailer himself, one of the Three Tremors, Sean Peck. I am joined by Sean Peck, the voice of Death Dealer. How are you there, Sean?
Fantastic, man. Good to be on the show. Thanks.
You betcha. And the new album is Reign of Steel. It's what's the date that it's coming out?
January 23rd, I believe.
Ah, my birthday. You did that
really?
special for me, didn't you?
Nice, man. My mom's is the 26th, so it's going to be a lot of action.
It's a happy time, isn't it?
A lot of action, yep.
A lot of Aquariuses in your life.
Aquarius!
So you've got this brand new album. It is called Reign of Steel. You're pulling no punches here. It is fast and furious all the way. And this was a long time coming, right?
Yeah, we recorded it during COVID, and we recorded so many songs. We recorded albums. This is album 4 for Death Dealer.
Mm-hmm.
We recorded albums 4 and 5 completely done. And then management wanted us to take 4 songs from number 5 and make the EP, the Fuel Injected Suicide Machine EP. So 4 songs came from album 5 and went in front of album 4, which is Reign of Steel. And then we finally found a label that we want. You know, I used to do them self-release on my own label, Steel Cartel.
Mm-hmm.
But I just got too busy with other things. And so Massacre Records was really excited to take on the catalog. And so it's a Massacre Records product now.
Excellent. Yeah, and we know Massacre here because I don't know if you're familiar with a lot of bands on there, of course, through the years. Holy Mother is a local Long Island band that's on Massacre, and they're doing really well. So you fit in well there, and they're treating you good.
Yeah, Cage used to be on Massacre Records back in the day, so it's like we came back around, and
full
here
circle.
we are, and we're doing some press and reading some reviews, and the CD product is like a media book. It's like a hardcover, like a hardback book.
Yeah.
And the booklet pages are like sewn into it. It's really sick physical product. So I'm excited. I'm all about the physical product.
Totally, me too. And just I want to say you've got such a phenomenal band of players, and I would think that you would be over the moon to hear whatever they might be sending you digitally in the way of creative ideas.
Yeah, we've written a lot of songs together. Stu Marshall, the guitar player from Australia, and I kind of put this band together like we were drafting fantasy football, like a fantasy football team. And then as we were like putting it together, like we would call the guy, like, let's see if Ross wants to be in the band. And he's like, yeah, I'm in. And then, we initially had Rhino from Manowar in too. And,
well, that might not.
And then we had Mike Davis from Halford, and now Mike LaPon's in it. So we've changed drummers and bass players, but, great players for other players. We've never played live with Mike LaPon, but So Mike Davis, who was the bass player of Lizzie Borden and Halford, is still a really good friend, and,
Yeah.
I just played a show with him a few years back with Warrior. He was
Hmm.
the bass player of Warrior, and we did it like kind of a reunion show. So, yeah, the players are great. Ross the Boss is a legend, of course.
Yeah.
Man of War, Dictators. He's like the Yoda of rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, when you listen to the soloing, you just go, "Oh, that's identifiable right there." You just know.
That's Stu and that's Ross. Yeah, that's even in the tone of the guitar. So a lot of good solos on this album for sure.
Yeah. And Mike LaPond is the full-time bass player for one of my favorite groups, Symphony X. Can't get any better than him.
I mean, yeah, he's the first bass player that when we got, we record an album like, oh, the bass tracks are done, where I actually gave a shit. We're like, people would be like, oh, cool, nice. Anyways, but his stuff, he puts all these cool little melodies everywhere, and he really adds a lot to the songs, which is it's interesting to experience of all the albums I've recorded.
He's a dynamite player. He plays with Ross the Boss also in his group, and so you're really surrounded by immense talent there. And so let's talk about a couple of the songs. You mentioned Halford earlier. I would guess, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Blast the Highway is something of an homage to Judas Priest.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe in tone.
I heard the music and I just go, this sounds like someone should be driving fast in a car.
Yeah,
playing this song. So I mean, the lyrics aren't anything groundbreaking, but I thought I paid homage to that fast car, freewheel burning, heading out to the highway vibe quite well on that song. And then the music video, guy did everything he could. He's like, let me find a bunch of cars driving around and try and make it look interesting. So when I first saw that video, I was like, this is the fucking boring. And then the more I watch it, I'm like, actually, this is not too bad. So
I got to admit, I did not watch the video. I've just imagined it in my own mind.
It's a bunch of computer animated cars driving around. It's actually pretty cool.
All right, excellent. And so when you do that, do you just, when it is one of those sorts of songs where you want to pay tribute to the Giants, do you just want to have fun with it? You just write some.
Sometimes I'll try and do a straight rip-off. I mean, there's like Denner Sherman. We had a song, "The Wolf Feeds at Night." That's the album. If you guys don't know who I am, I did 2 albums with Hank Sherman and Michael Denner from Merciful Fate for Metal Blade. They're really, if you like King Diamond and Merciful Fate, you want to check those out. But there was a part in the middle there where I do an Ozzy Osbourne impersonation, and then I also do a kind of a Halford thing. So I'm like, that's a straight rip-off. So, but most of the time I'm trying to, be myself and
right.
And I have an identifiable voice, and you hear me, and you go that within the first 2 words you can tell it's my voice versus. I don't think like a bunch of Halloween clones like there's a lot of the Europeans.
Right.
I got that going for me, and I'm pretty proud of the singing I did on this record.
Yeah, I think you should be. And when did you know that you had your own identifiable voice? Was it immediately, or was it a few albums in?
No, it takes as a singer, it takes a lot. You got to develop your style when you're new and young. When I was trying to figure out what I was doing singing metal, I started out singing in a cover band in college at San Diego State, playing in front of thousands of people at these keg parties, man. Doing college songs, and then we'd bust out Iron Maiden, and all the girls would look horrified, like, we want to dance. What is this garbage?
Yeah, play Hall & Oates.
Yeah. And then so doing covers and like impersonating Queensryche and Halford and Dickinson, and then you got to kind of get your own sound, and it takes a little while to really find your sweet spot.
Yeah. Now, did you have a vocal coach or a trainer to help you broaden your voice?
My vocal coach was Jesus. Not really.
No?
No, I had to kind of learn. I was just class clown guy making funny voices, and then I got into metal, and I'm like, I think playing guitar looks like a lot of fucking work that I don't want to do. Like, I'll just sing. Anybody can sing, and then little did I know I would become one of the greatest singers in the world.
You're going all Jack Black on us.
Totally on my own.
Yeah. Yep. Now,
Yeah.
speaking of which,
That's Master Exploder right there. You mentioned Jack Black, so
yeah,
give you a quick free little sample.
I gotta tell you, you hit a note on Dragon of Algorand.
Oh yeah.
Now is that you doing
There's
it?
no tricks.
There's no. That's what I was gonna ask. Is that you doing a little? Like,
I put a video up on my Steel Cartel YouTube page that said longest highest stream ever, and I did. My mother's sitting over here waiting for me to go to lunch, but I was during COVID. I was staying at her house because everybody at my house had COVID, and I'm like, I'm the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And so staying at her house, and so I was set up on the kitchen table, and her bedroom is like 30 feet away, and you know she's like, my boy can do no wrong if you want to record your album. So I'm in there just screaming till 2 a.m. I'm sure keeping her up at night, and I think like 6 different takes on that, and I ended up using the first take.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like that's the first take right there, and it is all it has is just some delay on it. It doesn't have any. There's no fucking auto tune. There's no extenders. There's no splicing. But you get the first. I got the first one down. I got, let me try it a few more times. And I'm like, it's just getting fucking worse. So, very yeah. I'd like to see. I'd like to throw out that challenge to all the singers out there. Go and see if you can duplicate that one.
It's a little more. We're gonna try to play it during the interview, but I'd say it's a little bit past the midpoint of the song. I think is where you do it.
Yeah, there's a break, and
yeah. And
you can go to my Steel Cartel page and just like find the video, and it just shows it right there.
And so yes, that's a good challenge to some other singers, or just for inspiration. If you're an aspiring metal singer, try to hit that note for as long as Sean does it, and then go even higher toward the end there.
Yeah.
And Raging Wild and Free, I gotta tell you, I think if I was gonna have a heavy metal song played at my funeral, this might be a top contender.
Finally, someone appreciates the magic of that fucking song. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. I think that's what you were going for. Go out strong. Do not go quietly into the night. That sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a good old fashioned rebellion track. I think the chorus is full. If we were as big as Iron Maiden, there would be like 30,000 people would be singing that, along as we played it in front of a stadium or something
with their lighters up and all that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm so glad to hear someone appreciate that one. There's another in the 5th album. There's another song that's similar to that. That's fucking magic like that. I'm like, God, how long do I gotta wait for people to hear this? I've been sitting on that song for like 5 fucking years. Like,
right.
Can I let somebody? Yeah. Yeah, and then the last album, we had that ballad 22 Gone, which I call the most depressing song in metal history. There's like that, it's like about soldier suicide. So that's one of my favorite. The ballad on that's one of my favorite tracks too.
You like being able to slow it down a little bit and take your time.
Well, that other one, 22 Gone, I expect everyone to be hanging themselves from a ceiling fan.
Yeah,
after they listen to that track.
Well, let's certainly hope not. We need your fans to stay around and buy your albums and maybe some of the comic books behind you.
Sure.
You also, if I'm understanding this correctly, a lot of the songs are based on real events that have happened in somewhat recent history, right?
Well,
Devil's Triangle would be one of them.
Devil's Triangle is about the Bermuda Triangle.
Yep.
There's definitely a lot of Flight 19, which is, the guys that disappeared. That's the thing with, all those pilots reappear in Close Encounters of the Third Kind in the movie. There's the Bloodbath is about the USS Indianapolis, which, when I do those songs, I do a lot of research,
Yeah.
The new Cage album coming up, there's like, fuck, that's like going to history class, this new album I got coming out for Cage. But, and then, Riding on the Wings isn't really very specific, but I spent some time with Duke Cunningham, with the famous congressman who's the greatest living air ace in American air combat history. He's all over like the History Channel. So I got a little inspiration from him. He's the guy that they made the Top Gun movie about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Duke Cunningham. Look him up.
He's I'm I'm checking him out right now.
He is a
He passed away about
frickin'
6 months ago, unfortunately.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he passed away in August of 25.
Oh, fuck, I didn't hear that. Okay, well,
When did you spend time with him?
2013,
Okay.
friend of a friend kinda thing.
That was
And
the
he would tell me the air combat battles, man, and he would, like, do his hand, and I banked this look up Duke Cunningham, his frickin' stories are insane.
Yeah, I'm looking him up right now.
He went, Arab-Israeli war, he was out there messing around, he shot down, like, 20 MiGs by himself, like, just crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you're looking at it, not every song, but a lot of the songs, you're looking at them from some sort of place, grounded in reality.
Little bit, but there's a lot of fiction too. There's the
Yeah.
Assembles about the Avengers, Dragon of Algrath, frickin', Reign of the Night,
Yeah,
so there's a lot of fantasy in there too.
that's cool. And that's your wheelhouse, right?
Well, I mean, I'm here, surrounded by millions of dollars of comic books,
Yeah.
so, who want reality, like, I don't like this, this metal's supposed to be an escape, so,
Right.
you know, let's escape together, and, we don't wanna get too serious.
Right. Maybe
I don't
that's
like to write a bunch of songs where it's all the introspection and,
right.
depression and feelings, and a lot of people, that's all they write about. I'm like, I can, we dabble in it. We did the 22 Gons and I've written, like, literally 1 or 2 love songs in my whole career, but I have a whole when I started writing sexual innuendo songs, that's the last itch for me to scratch, because
Uh,
none of my bands will let me do, sexual innuendos. I stopped trying to do sexual innuendos, but it's so hard. It's so
well,
hard.
so hard. There it is right there. Yeah, well, they might not wanna go all Steel Panther,
I'm like, "Dude,
you know.
every other Judas Priest song is a fucking love song. Every
Right.
Van Halen song is a love song." I
Right,
mean,
right, sure. Yeah.
Dokken, Rat, but so anyways,
Yeah.
there's some of that coming.
So, let me just say, but back to your players in Death Dealer. When you're dealing with players that are this elite, that are this top level, do you put extra pressure on yourself to push your voice harder, or is there a smarter strategy? What do you do?
I mean, the main thing is, to have a good song, no matter what music genre you're in. I love, venom and aggression, but you have to have, a melodic hook. Which I love the Black and Blues and the Dawkins and the Wasps and Rat and Helix and all that stuff from back in the 80s. So I took a lot of that chorus, and then just, 80s class or 70s, 80s classic rock, just having a great hook. So no matter how weird, like Bloodbath is just a straight crazy thrash song that we've never really done anything like that before. There's still a little bit of a hook, there's a hook there in the chorus.
Yeah.
Having a good song is the most important thing. And then, I do try and, throw in some, the vocal acrobatics in there every so often, just to let them know that I wield, the devastating might of this battle station is always fucking present.
You've got the technical firepower as well.
Yes.
There it is. That's what I think.
I mean, if I want to shoot out a particle beam accelerator, laser, a scream, it's always in the chamber.
Now, you mentioned the physical product, and I was wondering, could Death Dealer, and forgive me if I'm overlooking something, could Death Dealer be its own comic book story? Could it be its own series of graphic novel?
Yeah, I mean, I've already, I've
yeah.
done, for Cage, I've done an Ancient Evil where I wrote a whole book. I mean, we sold out of the book, which that was a kind of a Lovecraft concept album thing. And then Denner Sherman, we were like heading in that direction. And then I did a Hell Destroyers, a concept album. I tried to make a comic book out of that, but the damn artist was just too slow. But yeah, I mean, there's a million, every time I write a story, there's, I was writing a song called Seven Skulls, and then as I was writing the song story, it developed into such a good story, I dropped the song and wrote like a 100-page like long short story, which I was going to publish too. The Hallowed Ground album cover, which is our second album, was supposed to be the cover of the Seven Skulls book. I paid the guy Doosan to do the book cover, and then we were running out of time, and we needed a frickin' album cover, and I had to sacrifice my book cover for the frickin' Hallowed Ground album. So yeah, I mean, there's always, you know, creative storytelling around.
I'm gonna pull up the photo of the album cover in post, but it's a demon about ready to eat a.
He's coming up out of a portal and grabbing. Yeah. It's a great story. It's and then that song ended up in Denner Sherman's.
Right.
So the story that I wrote the full story on, it's condensed in a Denner Sherman song, and then it's complete incestual. You got Death Dealer stuff, you got Denner Sherman, so it's all over the place.
Right. So you said you've got another Death Dealer album banked?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. With this lineup.
Yeah, with this lineup, you know, already recorded. But it's going to take a little bit of work because we've written some other songs that we'll probably put in there. Since then, since we took 4 really good ones out of it for the EP,
right?
We got to replace those. But yeah, probably I would think 2027 there'll be another Death Dealer album because it'll be ready to go pretty quick.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Is it one of those things where you're sitting on a powder keg because you've been sitting on these songs for so long? Is you're just like, come on, let's get this thing out already?
There's some of them for sure, man.
Yeah.
I want people to hear. There's some badass tracks there, but I'm just, you know, people are hearing, you know, Reign of Steel, and I don't know if it's our best album, but a lot of people think it is. It's our friends that we've let listen to it for the last 4 years. They're just like, dude, I'm still listening to this thing. Like,
yeah.
It's got a lot of replay value. It's one of I think it's timeless where you can put this album on anytime, and all the songs are good. So you don't need to skip around. You can just let this thing play right through. One of the things I've always done is I've always put one of the best songs at the end instead of putting your trash at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I like every album I do, I make sure the ending is just like one of the best songs on the record. You got Rain of the Night, which is a fucking super badass track.
Yeah, but in this case though, like you're saying, there's no minute and a half interlude in between the songs. It's all killer. Bloodbath is the shortest, I believe, but it's also the fastest and the thrashiest, I would say.
Yeah, that's what Anthrax would sound like if they were good. Shots fired. I've been saying that line in like every interview I've been doing.
Dear. All right.
I'm trying to create controversy, but it's no one's fucking grabbing onto it yet.
No one wants to deal with it. So we're doing this right now for Jace Media in the UK. Whatever when you've performed in the UK and the EU, how the audience has been to you, whether you're in Death Dealer or another group.
Well, Death Dealer I mean, it's always been great, you know, because they've got a really good metal infrastructure in Europe. Lots of friends and fans over there. Death Dealer, you know, we did like 4 shows, Mexico, LA, San Diego. And then like the next thing was we did like 11 arena dates opening for the Metal All-Stars. So we went straight to the arena.
Oh, wow.
Like right after the band was formed. So nobody, you know, straight to the freaking top. And, you know, we were playing these stadium, like, you know, giant arenas, like the biggest sports arena in Moscow and all over the place.
Yeah.
And people had no idea who we were, and we were turning those crowds frickin' we sent them into a frenzy, man.
Nice.
So early on, we know, like, man, there's some magic here with this and you know, being on stage with this group is there is magic to this lineup, and hopefully fans will get to see it again.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, the talent is certainly there. Just looking at the lineup, you got just such amazing players, and I
two
can't go wrong.
legends in Ross and Mike LaPond.
Yeah, man. And
Me and Stu are, you know, we're underground legends, and Steve is, you know, he's a legend in his own mind, but he's played with a lot of big names, and he's just he's super fun on the road.
Yeah. I think he played for a group called Them. I think
Well, yeah,
that's
my buddy, Troy.
you know Troy? I know
Yes, yeah,
Troy.
yeah,
Oh,
good
Troy's my
really good friends
man.
with Troy.
I'm gonna tell him that I'll let now
Yeah,
he's
I
gotta
mean,
share.
we Cage, like, slept at his house in his arcade basement one time.
Yeah, he's crazy. I know him 'cause I've met him at
He stole our drummer. I mean, that's how we
yeah.
found out about Steve. It's
Well, I was
funny.
gonna say LePond and Bolognese, is that how you say his last name? Bolognese?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
they
call him
used to pl
Baldy.
yeah, they used to play in they played for a while in Them, and Them just came out with a new album. So,
Yeah.
you know what? You he can hit the notes too. He can still hit
Yeah.
'em, and I was
He
talking
doesn't
with
wanna
him.
fucking Ted Troy don't want none of this none of this smoke, man.
Oh, no,
No, I'm just kidding.
that's where the dispute let's start it there.
No,
Let's
he's
start the
got I mean,
conflict there.
he's really good at it at the, you know, the King Diamond falsetto.
Yeah,
He's got that shit down for sure.
yeah,
No,
I
he's a great singer. I'm just fucking around.
no, I know you are, and I think he would know that you're joking. I spoke to him recently because Them has a has a brand new album out,
Yeah.
and I asked him, I said, "How many" I'm gonna guess that you do about 7 vocal tracks on a given song, and he kinda laughed at me. He goes, "Try, like, more like 40 or 45." I went, "Okay. Yeah, I could hear it now." Is that are you like that too, or do you keep it a little
No,
bit more
I used to
minimal?
double everything, but I don't do that anymore. You know, I get
No?
one solid because my you know, like I said, I'm not singing falsetto much at all except for the crazy screams.
Right, right.
It's all most of my high stuff is all chest voice, which is, you know, me and that's why me and Troy sing different techniques. So,
Yeah.
I don't I'll do harmonies, you know, if I'm gonna do 2 or 3, then it'd be like 2 on each one. So I don't have to I don't throw in 40 tracks.
Right, 40
I
might be a bit
can,
much.
but, you know,
But you
on the
don't
3 Tremors albums, I mean, there's a shit ton of tracks that I gotta pick from on those, but
yeah. Well, I was gonna ask you about that. Just how are things going? You play with another great group of players there?
yeah, it's the Cage backing band, and then, you know, me and Ripper and Harry from, Jag Panzer.
Mhm,
We did, like, almost 100 shows, I think, live,
mhm.
and we toured all over the place. It was super fun. Um, and then COVID hit. We were one of the last bands to play during COVID,
Yeah,
and we were one of the first bands back during COVID, so, we went through that, and, we might do something, I don't know, you know, our my drummer from Cage is in KK's Priest, Sean
sure.
Eld, so another one of my players got stolen from me by,
So,
Ripper.
is he gonna come back into the fold? I mean, you guys
Yeah,
are
he's
all
still I mean, he lives in San Diego, but, you know,
oh,
the
okay.
whole Cage band lives here, so we're I mean, we were just talking. Uh, you know, he's KK's you know, you can't tour 724, so he's always looking for action, but,
Yeah.
that's maybe, you know, that's why we did the Cage band was a backing band for the 3 Tremors because
It's just
it was
easier,
just
right?
easier.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then the last thing we did, we did, like, you know, what, a couple years ago, a Texas tour where Cage opened up for Ripper, and the
mhm,
band played both sets, which was fun because when we rehearse, like, I would rehearse the whole Ripper set with Cage, so that was
yeah,
fun. It was fun to sing all those KK's songs.
excellent.
Yeah, so, we might do you know, I was thinking about doing, maybe an EP or something with the boys again, I don't know, we gotta see how it goes. Ripper's doing really good on the solo stuff, and
Yeah.
Sean is now because you know, with Jack Panther, Sean, the drummer, he's filling in for their drummer on the 70,000 Tons,
Oh,
and then
okay.
Casey, the guitar player from Cage, just filled in on the full Jack Panzer European tour, so
The
everyone is stealing my players. Why?
well,
Because we had the best guys in the band.
yeah,
So
it sounds like
it's an honor to have my bandmates stolen from me.
the poaching is a sign
Yeah.
of respect.
Yeah, it's a sign like, "Okay, at least they're taking my guys," you know?
Right,
Yeah.
right, right, yeah. No,
No
but
one wants to poach me. They poach everybody else, so
it sounds like it's a big familial atmosphere is
when
what I
can someone poach me for something cool?
yeah, really.
I had Denner Sherman, but then Hank and Michael got in a big fight because of King Diamond's fucking petty because of his pettiness. I'm gonna come out with that whole fricking story one day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Alright, well,
one day soon. I'll break
we're
some fucking news.
we're not digging any dirt here today, though, because I don't want that guy showing up at my house,
Right.
scaring the shit out of my kids all dressed up, and, but, so, quick question for you also, because we got a lot of up and coming singers, and I was wondering, how do you protect your voice? How do you keep it strong over the years?
Um, it's mostly touring wise and stuff. It's just water and sleep.
Yeah.
Like all these people spraying the sprays and fucking throat lozenges. None of that shit works. It
Well, it doesn't
doesn't
work for
do it.
you.
Doesn't do it. Does none of that shit ever touches the vocal cords.
Okay.
So it's, it's singing is a mind game, you know? You just
Mhm.
what you don't wanna be is hoarse. It's what you're trying to avoid.
Right.
Um, and that's from a lot of talking and not getting proper sleep. So on the road, man, I just crank water and sleep, and, unfortunately, I'm the one that has to book all the shit, so me not ta I'm talking the whole time, which is just horrible. But I would just tell everybody, it's, you know, it's a lot of psychological, so when you go out there to sing, just go you have to not stress about it and just go, "You know what? Whatever happens, happens tonight," and not freak out about it and just try and, relax as much as possible, and that will get you the best results.
All right, there you have it. There's some vocal tips from Sean Peck.
Yeah.
With
If I spray something in my mouth, it'll make my voice better. No,
I
it doesn't do it.
I was at a show recently though where I saw the guy doing it, the singer doing it, but he sounded fine. So if it worked for him,
It's
I
a s
guess it can.
it's like a, placebo effect.
Oh yeah,
They think it's a psychological yeah. I mean, steam helps.
yeah.
Steam really helps, but beyond that, um, it's like I said, like Meatloaf, I think lost his voice just from the mind game for I had a little bit of a mind game problem for like, 6 months.
Hmm.
Like we were recording, I can't remember what album, like Darker Than Black or something, remember Darker Than Black, where like we'd go in, like I'd go in the room with the guys live and I would just freaking wail my ass off. And then I go in the studio and I was just struggling, like, what the
Mm,
hell? And then then the technique is just like when the thing's on, you got to just think like you're just singing in the shower and not even think about recording. Because the recording, like the part comes up and you all tense up, and
yeah,
then you get ready to do it. No, you got to just act like I'm just like uh, not think about singing and just sing with a complete free of the mind of any distraction. So there you have it, young kids.
yeah.
That's the way
There-
to do it.
there's your moment of zen right there from Sean
Yes,
Peck. And
yes.
it's so Reign of Steel is coming out January 23rd, and it's available from our friends at Massacre Records, and
Hmm.
it's a nice homecoming for you. Wonderful label, great people there, and they've been keeping the spirit of metal alive, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And so hopefully when Death Dealer starts making it back out on the road, blasting out onto the highway, we get a chance to do this again. Maybe if you do it in the US, we'll do this again. And hopefully you get a chance to see our friends in the EU and the UK who are listening right now. And
Yeah.
you put out a terrific, well, the album's coming out soon. It's
Yeah.
terrific. And
He's already heard it, people. Take it from him.
I've
It's
been taking it I've
badass.
been taking it to the gym and hitting the pounding the pavement with it.
Yeah.
So it is the equivalent of a couple of Death Wish coffees right there, right?
Look at that album cover art. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. You want to give a shout out to who did the cover art?
Dusan Markovic on this one. If that's not metal album cover of the year, then I quit. I mean, come on. What's gonna beat that right there? Nothing.
I don't know. And it's only January, so
The
people
funny
have
thing is, like, he loves this piece. He wanted to show it off. He had to wait like 4 years before he could even show anybody. He's like, "Can I show the album cover yet?" Like, "Nope."
keep it
Like,
under wraps. Yeah.
so finally he's able to like put it out there. So credit to him for being able to keep a secret, a metal
Yeah.
secret.
Excellent. All right. Well, we've got it. Reign of Steel is out January 23rd from Massacre Records. Sean, it has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much. And I hope I get a chance to see you in person live again. Maybe come back down and park one day.
Yeah, good job. Great interview, and I appreciate it, man. It was fun.
Take care. Special thanks again to Sean Peck for joining us here today on Jace Media Music. You heard clips of Assemble, Blast the Highway, Raging Wild and Free, The Dragon of Algorath, and The Sleeping Prophet, all off of Reign of Steel, the brand new album from Death Dealer. It's available worldwide from our brilliant friends at Massacre Records. Links to the album and Death Dealer online and their socials are on this episode's show notes. This is truly a collective of the top-tier metal musicians, including Stu Marshall, Steve Bolognese, Ross the Boss, and Mike LaPond. Just fantastic metal all around. Be sure to make legitimate purchases of the music, merch, and tickets if they do come around to your neighborhood to support hardworking artists like those in Death Dealer and, of course, Mr. Sean Peck. Folks, head on over to the revamped JaceMediaMusic.com page. We've got reviews, we've got interviews, we've got all kinds of great music coverage. Check out some of my recent video interviews with my all-time favorite metal singer, John Bush of Armored Saint and Category 7, the drummer of Category 7 and Shadows Fall, Jason Bittner, guitar heroes like Herman Frank of Victory, and Soren Anderson, guitar player for Glenn Hughes. I've got a brand new interview with Meridian, a fantastic metal band out of Denmark, as well as Fate's Warning singer Ray Alder, DK Revel of Kickin' Valentina, and members of Temptress, Avatarium, Captain Blackbeard, and more. Special thanks, as always, to our fantastic founder and publisher, Glenn, and all of my Jace Media colleagues. And of course, special thanks to you, the worldwide Jace Media music audience. Look for Jace Media on Facebook and X and Instagram and basically every social media channel you can think of. I am Justin Smolison, proud Jace Media contributor from across the pond. Thank you again for tuning in. Keep coming back to JaceMediaMusic.com. I've got more video interviews on the way.